to later down the hall. So today we're talking about these kinds of cells, which are the smallest structure of living matter. Well, there's two types of cells, the prokaryotic cell in purple and the eukaryotic cell in green. Great colors. And the prokaryotic cell is a much simpler cell, obviously not very much inside, and just a little few hair-like things on the outside. Because the eukaryotic cell is so much more complicated, we're going to spend today talking about the eukaryotic cell. First of all, I'm going to draw for you the plasma membrane. But you see, this is such an incredibly complicated cell, I'm going to need all of the colors to draw each and every part. So, the first part I will draw is the plasma membrane. I'll draw it in brown. The plasma membrane is semi-permeable, which means all little pieces of nutrients can come inside and go out as needed and as the cell needs more nutrients. Now there's these little hair-like things that are called cilia. One special way to remember that is they're silly looking. So can you say that with me? Cilia is silly. Ready, go.
Cilia is silly.
Very good job. Alright, then, somewhat like the cilia, you could maybe call an aunt or an uncle, is the flagella. And this is a much longer tail-like part of the cell. After that is the inside of the cell, which is the cytoplasm. This part of the cell is clear, kind of like air, very important for the cell to live. Inside the cytoplasm are these cute little balls, and I'll use orange because it's just a great color.
Ooh, chicken pox!
Not quite, actually. These are for protein synthesis.
Oh.
Now, it does kind of look like it has chicken pox, but no. Then after that, I'll use red, because this is the most important part of the cell. Listen carefully, class. This is the nucleus, and the nucleus is for gene, DNA, reproduction. Inside of that is these squiggly little lines called
spaghetti!
Not quite. It doesn't even taste good. It's the nucleolus. And that part is also very important in DNA formation. After that is another favorite part of mine, and I'll use green to draw this one. This is the endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see, it's kind of fat, and that will help us remind what it does. This does fat lipid synthesis, because it's kind of fat. That'll help remember. Then after that is, I'll use brown for this next one, because this reminds me of the post office. And boxes are brown, etc. So, here we go. This is the Golgi apparatus. And this, just like I said the post office does, packages and secretes all sorts of substances inside the cell. Then my very, very favorite, and I'll have to draw that in purple, part of the cell, and it looks kind of like a hot dog.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. And because I love these so much, I'm going to add some ketchup on top of my hot dogs. I love hot dogs because at 4th of July picnics, I can go with my family and we eat hot dogs every single 4th of July. Anyway, so these mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. They're strong and very mighty. And last but not least are some very important little pieces of the cell that are round dots, kind of like this. And they are very important because they carry little pieces and secrete substances and many different things like that. So now, as you can see, this cell is much more complicated than the prokaryotic cell. As you can see, it is beautiful with all of its colors, and it's very complicated. It's so complicated, in fact, it will take 2 years to discuss this cell in more detail. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. To review a little bit, I have a very special surprise. We are going to sing the cell song. Just 1 second, I'm going to get my guitar. All right. And the word, please. Thank you, ma'am.